Hey, it's really great to have you here. Whether you're brand new, you've been watching these videos for some time now, I want to say welcome because today's topic hits a little differently. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had that flutter in your stomach when someone texts you out of nowhere, or when they look at you in a special way, or when they say your name in a tone that makes time slow down just for a moment? Yeah, that feeling, those butterflies. Now, here's the thing we don't talk about enough. You have the ability to create that exact same feeling in a guy. And no, I'm not talking about seduction, manipulation, or pretending to be someone you're not. I'm talking about making a guy feel that warm, nervous, excited energy just by being your most real, natural, and innocent self. Because the truth is, men crave that kind of connection, that spark, that energy that doesn't come from trying too hard, but from being effortlessly magnetic. When you understand the psychology behind what really causes butterflies for a man, you don't have to chase anyone. You just show up. And suddenly he's the one wondering how you made him feel that way. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to give a guy butterflies in an innocent way. No games, no drama, just 5 incredibly simple, genuine ways to make him feel something he can't quite explain but won't be able to stop thinking about. These are the kinds of things that make a guy replay your smile in his mind, reread your texts, and feel that little rush of excitement every time he hears from you again. And the best part? These aren't tricks or tactics. They are reflections of the powerful feminine, captivating energy that already lives inside you. You're just going to learn how to turn it on in a way that's subtle but unforgettable. So if you're ready to learn how to give him butterflies, let's dive into the first one. There's something completely disarming and magnetic about a woman who genuinely enjoys herself, and I mean really enjoys herself, not because she's trying to entertain someone else, not because she's trying to impress the guy beside her, but because she's so grounded in her own happiness that it spills out into the room. That kind of presence is rare, and it creates a feeling that no amount of surface level attraction ever could. When a man sees a woman caught in a moment of pure, authentic joy, it does something to him. It makes him feel like he's witnessing something real. And in a world full of filters, performances, and people curating their lives to look a certain way, real stands out like nothing else. Imagine you're sitting across from a guy, and you start telling him a story. Maybe it's something funny that happened on your trip last summer, or a childhood memory that always makes you laugh. And in the middle of the story, you just light up. Your eyes sparkle, your hands move as you talk, your laughter is genuine and unfiltered. You're not calculating what he's thinking, you're not analyzing whether you said the right thing. You're just lost in your own joy. In that moment, you become captivating because joy is magnetic. Confidence is attractive, and when you mix those two things, you create a vibe that makes him feel something deep. Something that goes way beyond looks or chemistry. The truth is, most people are performing. Most people are trying to act cool or calm or unbothered. But when you drop that act and allow yourself to feel, to be excited, to express happiness without apology, it's refreshing. It's a break from the emotional numbness so many people get stuck in. And that's what gives him butterflies. Because those little nervous flutters we link with romance come from unpredictability, from emotional energy, from something real happening right then. And when you show up with your joy fully switched on, it surprises him in the best way. Here's the bonus. When you're genuinely happy in your own world, you're not depending on him to entertain you or to make you feel good, and that's incredibly attractive. It shows him that being around you is fun, not because you need him to give you that feeling, but because you carry that energy wherever you go. That's what makes a guy lean in. That's what makes him remember you. And more than anything, that's what makes him feel those butterflies. It's not about being perfect. It's not about saying the right thing. It's about being present, being lit up, being someone who doesn't dim her light just to make others comfortable, because that light, that joy is what makes you unforgettable. And the guy who's meant for you won't just notice it. He'll crave it. He'll chase it. And every time he thinks about you, he'll feel those butterflies all over again. Eye contact is one of the most subtle but powerful ways to create chemistry with a man, and yet most people don't give it enough attention. When you really think about it, how often do we truly look into someone's eyes, not just glance, but really see them? In a world where everyone's distracted by their phones or scanning the room for the next conversation, holding eye contact, even a moment longer than usual, can feel electric. It says something words can't. It sends a message straight to the nervous system that says, I'm right here with you, I see you. And that kind of moment is unforgettable. Now, I'm not talking about a hard stare. This isn't about looking into his eyes like you're trying to read his soul. It's about softness, warmth, that slight smile that lingers in your eyes when you look at him a beat longer than he's used to. That moment creates a tiny pause in time, a microsecond where the world shrinks down to just the two of you. That's the moment he starts to wonder what it is about you that feels different. That's the moment you plant the seed of those butterflies. What makes this so powerful is that it's so innocent. There's no need to say anything flirtatious or bold. The look alone is enough. It's like emotional closeness without even touching. And when done right, it doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. It feels like chemistry. And men, more than they let on, are deeply affected by that kind of eye connection. They might not even be able to explain it, but they'll remember how it made them feel. What's beautiful about this is that it's something you can carry with you anywhere, whether you're on a date, talking in a group, or just sharing a laugh. Letting your gaze stay a little longer than expected creates a kind of emotional presence most people don't offer. Most people quickly look away to avoid discomfort. But you're confident enough to stay in that moment, to hold it, to let the silence speak. And here's the twist. The butterflies aren't just his. When you hold eye contact and stay present, you feel that spark too. You feel the energy shift. And that shared moment becomes a little emotional dance that builds connection without a single word. It's romantic, it's playful, and it's wildly effective because it makes a man feel something. And once he feels something with you, he's already more invested than you realize. If you want to give a guy butterflies in the most innocent, effortless way, use your eyes. Not to manipulate, not to control, but simply to connect. Because that moment, that 1 second longer, can leave an impression that stays long after the conversation ends. Playful teasing is like a secret ingredient in attraction. It's light, it's fun, and it adds just the right amount of spark to make things interesting. When done at the right time, it's not about making fun of someone or putting them down. It's about creating a moment of connection through shared laughter, a little challenge, and a whole lot of charm. The best kind of teasing is the kind that says, I see you, I get you, and I'm not afraid to have a little fun with you. Now, what's really special about playful teasing is that it creates emotional tension in the best way. It wakes a guy up emotionally. Suddenly, he's not just going through another surface level conversation. He's fully engaged. He's leaning in. He's smiling without even realizing it. That playful energy tells him that being around you feels good, but is also unpredictable in the most exciting way. He doesn't know what you'll say next. And that unpredictability, that's where the butterflies live. Let's say he's telling you a story about how he once burned water trying to cook pasta. Classic. You could say something like, "Wow, a man of many talents, I'm impressed," with a cheeky grin. You're not making fun of him. You're inviting him into a shared moment that's light and flirtatious. Or maybe he's bragging a little about how great he is at a video game. That's when you lean in and say, "Oh really? Should I start calling you Mr. Champion now?" That sparkle in your eye, those little moments, create inside jokes that build tension and, most importantly, make him feel something around you. And here's the beautiful thing. This kind of teasing doesn't just give him butterflies. It makes you feel more confident too. Because when you tease playfully, you step into your power. You show that you're not intimidated by him. You're not walking on eggshells. You're relaxed. You're in your element, and you're willing to create fun energy out of thin air. That's incredibly attractive. Many women think they have to be overly sweet or agreeable to attract a guy. But the truth is, men love a woman who keeps them on their toes. Not in a dramatic or mean way, but in that flirty, light-hearted, I'm enjoying you, but I'm also enjoying myself kind of way. It tells him you have your own rhythm, your own vibe. And if he wants to keep up, he'd better bring his A game. So if you want to give a guy butterflies without even trying too hard, tease him playfully, lovingly, and with a smile. Because when you mix that with authenticity and connection, you're not just giving him butterflies, you're giving him something to miss when you're not around. Another surprisingly powerful way to give a guy butterflies without even realizing it is through random, thoughtful compliments. And I'm not talking about generic "you're cute" or "you have nice eyes" type stuff. I mean the kind of compliments that show you notice things about him that most people don't. The little things, the details, the unspoken moments. That's what makes a man stop in his tracks. That's what gives him those unexpected jolts of excitement, the good kind. Here's why this works so well. Most men don't hear compliments very often. And when they usually do it in response to something obvious like their looks, their job, or something they already know they're good at. But when you give a man a compliment that goes deeper, that hits differently, it changes everything. For example, maybe he's telling a story about helping a friend move, and you say, "I really admire how dependable you are." That kind of loyalty doesn't come around often. That's not just a compliment, that's real recognition. And people, especially men, really crave that. Or maybe he's the kind of guy who quietly makes sure everyone at the table has what they need without making a big deal about it. That's when you say, "You're really thoughtful. You notice the little things, don't you?" The moment you say that, you've seen a part of him maybe no one else has ever acknowledged. That touches the emotional side of him, the part that gets butterflies, because it makes him feel valued. Not just for what he does, but for who he is. Now here's the fun part. You can be playful with your compliments too. If he's wearing a new jacket and clearly feeling confident, you might say, "Okay, I see you trying to steal some hearts today." It's light and cheeky, but it carries that flirty meaning that makes his heart beat a little faster. It's the mix of surprise and sweetness that makes a guy feel giddy inside, like he's being admired, not just physically, but personally. Personal compliments also make you feel closer, because when you start noticing and saying out loud the things you admire in someone, it changes your energy. You stop acting cool or distant and step into warmth and vulnerability. That draws a man in deeper. It builds emotional closeness without any pressure. It's soft, safe, and disarming in the best way. But here's the key. Make it real. Don't compliment just to get a reaction. Do it because you truly see something worth appreciating and you're confident enough to say it. That kind of energy is irresistible. It tells a man, I'm not afraid to make someone feel good. I'm secure enough to lift others up. When you do this with sincerity, playfulness, and a little flirtation, he'll think about it long after the moment has passed. Oh yes, your words, when used with intention, can absolutely give a guy butterflies. It's not about being dramatic. It's about being observant, warm, and brave enough to say what others might think but never say out loud. That's where the magic lives. That's how you stay in his mind and in his heart. There's something incredibly magnetic about a woman who doesn't hide her imperfections, but instead owns them with charm, self-awareness, and confidence. Because let's be honest, awkward moments happen to all of us. You stumble over your words, laugh a little too loud, spill a drink, or accidentally send a text to the wrong person. That here's the magic. Those aren't moments to shrink away from. They're moments to own. When you do, you instantly become more real, more relatable, and way more memorable. I stand head over heels for imperfection. That's the truth. What men really fall for is someone who makes them feel at ease. Someone who shows up as herself without the constant pressure to get everything perfect. And ironically, it's often in those little awkward moments when you're your most real, unfiltered self that you come across as the most charming version of you. Think about it. You're on a date and drop your fork. You could panic, turn red, and spend the rest of the night overthinking it. Or you could laugh and say, "Guess I just wanted to make an entrance, even for my silverware." That kind of playful answer breaks the tension, makes you both laugh, and shows him something important. You're not controlled by self-consciousness. You're ruled by joy. And joy is magnetic. Men notice it. Even if they don't say it out loud, they feel it. When you can be light with yourself, it gives him permission to relax and let go of his own pressure to impress. Suddenly, instead of both trying to be flawless, you're just two people being present. And that's where real connection happens. The kind that actually gives him butterflies. Another example, maybe you get nervous and say something silly. Maybe you forget a word mid-sentence or mix up a reference. The old you might have wished the floor would swallow you whole, but the new you, the confident, self-aware, beautifully human you, smiles and says, "Wow, that sounded way better in my head." Or, "Did I just invent a new word? Trans-eta energy, anyone?" Boom. You just turned a slip-up into a charming moment, and that is unforgettable. What you're showing a man in those moments is something rare. Emotional strength. The ability to not take yourself too seriously. The power to recover from mistakes without falling into insecurity. That's powerful. And in a culture obsessed with perfect images and filters, it's refreshing. You become the person who's alive in the room, the one who brings ease, fun, and realness. And yes, that creates a strong emotional pull. Here's another thing most people miss. When you own your awkwardness, you give off a quiet kind of confidence that's way more attractive than just looking put together. It says, "I don't need to be perfect to be lovable. I already am." That kind of self-acceptance isn't just sexy, it's magnetic because it's so rare. It sends a message that you're emotionally secure, and that makes a man feel safe to open up, to lower his guard, and connect with you more deeply. It also makes things fun. Men are drawn to women who bring lightness and playfulness into their energy, not because you're trying to be funny, but because you're showing that life with you won't be a constant show. It'll be full of laughter, little surprises, and moments where you both get to just be human and happy about it. And perhaps most importantly, owning your awkwardness is empowering for you. It frees you from the exhausting game of managing your image. You don't have to rehearse conversations in your head or replay every detail of a date like a movie critic. You're not auditioning for anyone. You're living, connecting, and giving someone the chance to see you fully. That's not just how you give someone butterflies. It's how you become unforgettable. So next time something awkward happens, whether you trip on your heels or stumble over your words, don't rush to hide it. Smile, laugh, say something cheeky. Let it be part of the charm you bring to the moment, because those are the moments that stand out. Those are the stories people tell their friends later about how she was so real, so fun, so her. And that, my friend, is what gives a man butterflies that don't fade by morning. So let's bring it all together. If you want to give a man those genuine, giddy, can't stop thinking about you butterflies, it's not about playing games or putting on a show. It's about showing up as the most real and emotionally smart version of yourself. It's the way you light up when you talk about something you love, the playful way you tease him, the random compliment that goes deeper than he expected, the awkward moment you own with grace and confidence, and the soft, feminine energy that lets you connect without trying to control. When you do these things, not to manipulate, but to express your true self, you create something powerful. You create chemistry that's not just physical, but emotional and lasting. You're not just a passing crush. You're the woman who stays in his mind long after the conversation ends. The one who made him feel something. And that is rare. Now here's what I want you to do. First, take a moment to reflect. Which one of these 5 ways feels natural to you, and which one do you want to practice more on purpose? Second, try one of these in your next conversation. Pick a moment to be playful. Give that unexpected compliment or lean into your awkward charm. Watch how it changes the energy around you. And finally, if this video gave you butterflies or helped you see things in a new way, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss your daily dose of relationship wisdom made just for you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these stood out the most? Which one will you try this week? Let's talk about it. You deserve a love that makes you feel butterflies too. And the best part? It all starts with you showing up as your most authentic, magnetic self. Until next time, stay confident, stay soft, and stay wildly irresistible.